us. I would like to now introduce the intern and community partner from the Wayne National Forest. Please join me in welcoming Don McCarthy, the Wayne National Forest Operations Staff Officer, and Ali Mance, Senior in the Bachelor of English and Environmental Studies programs from the Honors Tutorial College. And I'll pull up your presentation just shortly.
Thank you, Mary. So as Mary mentioned, my name is Dawn McCarthy. I have been the project lead for the Bailey's Trail System for the last almost 5 years now. And Ali, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi there, my name is Ali Mance, and I was the community-based intern for the Wayne over this summer.
Great. So Ali was selected for this internship with the Wayne National Forest to assist with the promotion of the Bailey's Trail System. And could you go back one slide, please? So what is the Bailey's? It is a planned, for those of you that don't know, it is a planned 88-mile purpose-built mountain bike trail system, which is also open to other non-motorized uses, with trailheads placed directly in the communities. Within the next year, we have a group of partners that will bring a total of, sorry, my bad. So currently we have 26 miles of trail constructed. We opened 15 miles last year during the pandemic, and we opened an additional 11 miles. We'll open another 11 miles this coming spring. Within the next year, working with a group of partners, which include Rural Action, Quantified Ventures, the county, the Outdoor Recreation Council of Appalachia, and the Athens County Foundation, as well as ODNR, we will have also 2 new trailheads in Chansey and Doneville. We'll bring the mileage up to 32 miles. And then we'll also have a connection to the Hockhocking-Adena Bikeway to Chansey. So the project is a national pilot to determine whether outdoor recreation can fit into the conservation financing model. And for that, we were able to bring in Quantified Ventures as a partner to help us figure this out. Quantified Ventures is an innovative finance firm. On the organizational side, the governments of Athens County, City of Athens, Village of Chansey, York Township, and the City of Nelsonville came together to develop the Outdoor Recreation Council of Appalachia, also known as ORCA, in 2019 to integrate conservation, outdoor recreation, and economic development in a way that strengthens and inspires communities in Southeast Ohio. So while many partners have been working to develop the infrastructure and organization needed to create social and economic development, we were aware of the need to start promoting the Baileys, and we wanted to start telling the stories through the lens of each of our partners and through the communities. And part of this is we knew that we needed to start doing this before ORCA was able to get their new executive director, the first. So within a year after being formed, getting their new executive director on board. So just a few weeks before we had hired Ali, we had hired a resource assistant, also known as an intern, Jasmine Facoon, to help us with getting our social media accounts up and running and developing some posts for that. Where we really needed assistance from Ali was to be able to write stories, interview our partners and write stories and start creating content for the new Bailey's websites. So we were very fortunate to be able to work with Mary Nally and the Center for Campus and Community Engagement to bring Ali on. And next slide, please. So we developed 3 different priorities for Ali's internship. The first one was telling the story of the Baileys through our partners, sponsors, and communities. The second was organizational planning for ORCA. And then the third was supporting local orca communities. Next slide, please.
Awesome. So I can jump in here and speak to some of the internship assignments that I completed over the course of the 10-week program. So really central to this position was telling the story of the Baileys, as Dawn said, through our partners, sponsors, and communities. And a large part of this was really developing the Baileys website and creating social media content. So the summer of 2020 was the beginning of the Baileys PR presence, and many of my assignments were then communications based. First, I had to interview project sponsors and community partners to the U.S. Forest Service. So some of these included Chansey officials like Mayor Amy Renner, Appalachian Conservation Corps crew members, and the Buckeye Trail Association's executive director. So then I used our conversations to create blog posts for the new website and really offer the public profile pieces of our partners, detailing their roles and contributions to the Baileys, both in the current moment as well as the past years developing the system. In the middle of this slide, here you can see some examples of the blogs as they appear on the website, as well as our homepage right above it. And I also drafted a press release describing the progress on phase 2 construction, which centered around the next 11 miles being built by ACC crew members and professional builders. So towards the later weeks, I assisted more with website editing and design on the new systems domain, as well as our various social media handles, which included a Facebook page, as well as Twitter and Instagram accounts. One especially large task entailed reaching out to all the different project partners and sponsors to request permission to use and display their logos online. So as you can see here at the bottom is this kind of like logo carousel, and this includes organizations besides the Forest Service, such as Rural Action, the Athens Public Libraries, and ODNR. Next slide. So this shows the first 3 blogs up in the corner that I wrote as they appear online. And I set these up to come out every 2 weeks. So every other Tuesday would be a new blog on the website. And below this is a graphic that shows from our August communications report an increase in the number of website sessions after the first and second blogs were posted. So those were really rewarding numbers to see and kind of tangible evidence that we were getting a wider reach. Next slide. And this image speaks to the local, state, and national awareness of the Baileys through our Facebook page specifically. So our report showed that Facebook reached people as far as California, as well as those right here in town, including people from over 7 different states. Next slide. And so here you can see the assignments that really speak to the second priority of the internship, which was centered around the establishment of ORCA. So like Dawn addressed, ORCA stands for the Outdoor Recreation Council of Appalachia, and this is an official council of governments. As a team, we brainstormed and developed the organization's mission, vision, and value statements as are listed above. And this was commissioned by the chair of ORCA, Mayor Patterson, and was completed by myself as well as fellow intern Jasmine. And I also had the opportunity to participate, as you can see at the bottom, in collaborative grant writing efforts for federal funding, which was actually newly available through the COVID Relief CARES Act grant funding. And so our aim was to fund construction as well as non-construction elements of the trails, in addition to a revolving loan fund. And these were hoped for in order to develop the surrounding localities and really just further their abilities to support higher traffic numbers to the new trails. Next slide. And this brings me to the third and final priority, which was supporting local communities, one of which was Chansey, Ohio. So the village of Chansey is actually where the original trailhead is located, and it's an ORCA affiliated community. During my time with the Wayne, I revised a complete streets policy, in addition to creating a community survey for the residents of the village of Chansey to gauge their evolving needs and concerns regarding issues like safety and transportation. And this was commissioned by the ORCA Vice Chair, Mayor Amy Renner. I also had the opportunity to photograph the trails and construction of the Baileys, as you can see here at the bottom. So the first picture to the left shows one of the original trails, the Coltrane Trail, and next to it is an image of an ACC crew alongside professional builders scoping out that next set of trails. Next slide.
So as you can see, Allie was very busy She was working not just for the Wayne National Forest, but for Orca and for our basically the team of folks working on the Bailey's Trail System. And what did we see? So Allie helped to get the website ready to launch. She created blogs that drove traffic to our website. She helped clarify those Orca mission, vision, and goals, which then Mayor Patterson was able to take to Orca to be voted on and approved. And she helped with developing some of those planning documents for Chansey, such as the Complete Streets Policy. Next slide, please.
Yeah, lastly here, I wanted to speak to some of the benefits that I gained and outcomes of my experience as a student intern. So perhaps really most important for me in this position was learning to work efficiently and remotely during a pandemic. This entailed the need to be flexible with everything, really from the hours that I worked to my schedule and the assignments themselves. Because not only was this position new and less structured, but it revolved around the development of a brand new trail system and a brand new organization. And then on top of all of that is COVID. So needless to say, the ability to reevaluate and really remain resilient became crucial to completing this internship and kind of forcing us to adapt in ways I'm sure many of us have had to do over the past year. This was especially true for me when working with partners and really meeting as a group, because there was the constant need for patience as everyone had different priorities and tasks outside of the trail system itself. And bottom way, another way to sum it up is just developing the ability to accept and adapt to uncertainty. Some of the more tangible experiences included my exposure to grant writing, which actually inspired me to enroll in a grant writing course this spring semester, and it's a topic I may have never encountered without this internship. I also benefited from firsthand experience in interviewing and blog composition, and this has helped me in my senior year in my thesis research, having to have interviewed different authors over the summer. And I gained confidence in giving and receiving feedback, particularly in regards to the multiple blog post drafts and the press release before it was published on the Athens Messenger. Lastly, I wanted to say that because this internship connected me with nonprofit and local government officials throughout the region, I now really feel a deeper sense of place as an Ohio University student here in these forests and on these trails, as well as someone who's invested in the well-being of our wider community. And I came away from the internship with several new skills and the personal fulfillment and feeling that I contributed to the common good of our area and given back to a place that has really given me so much over the past 4 years. Next slide.
So overall, promoting the Baileys is really about promoting a new form of economic development. In order for us to be successful, we need to be able to tell the story of the Baileys and other outdoor recreation opportunities in our region. This slide was actually created by Seth Brown with Quantified Ventures, and it shows really how this one trail system, which is just the infrastructure that we start with, can have, just a larger impact on the area. And we realize that it's not enough to just build the trails. You need to be able to build the support structure for the communities. You need to be able to work with many different partners, and then you need to be able to promote those partners and tell our story. So while Allie's focus was initially on creating those blogs and social media content, she played a key role in supporting communities and developing policies to prepare for additional tourism and development, and in assisting the Outdoor Recreation Council of Appalachia in refining their mission, vision, and values. I say that her accomplishments are going to have a long-term impact on Orca and the local communities. And so I really appreciate having the opportunity to work with her throughout the summer. Thank you.
My goodness, thank you both so much. I want to again thank our incredible presenters, as well as give recognition to all of the staff at the Wayne National Forest, at the Outdoor Recreation Council of Appalachia, and the many partner organizations and government officials involved with this endeavor. I now welcome you to